Welcome to Flames to Fire online devotionals.
From the pages of my heart, let my worship begin but never end. To the God of all flesh. From the pages of my heart, let my worship begin but never end. To the God of all flesh. From the pages of my heart, let my worship begin but never end. To the God of all flesh. From the pages of my heart, let my worship begin but never end. To the God of all flesh. 'Cause you're my God, and your name is Yahweh. Your name is Yahweh. Yahweh. You're my God, and your name is Yahweh. Your name is Yahweh. Yeah. Yahweh. You're my King, and your name is Karamanasubina. Your name is Yahweh. Yenamemaya Yahweh. Kuradabasana.
Saving is a biblical principle. God is not against saving, and that is why you will see that um, Proverbs 6, verses 6 to 8, refers to the ant, you know, instructing us to to learn from how this creature works. Though they have no ruler, but they're able to, to gather. They're able to command themselves. Savings is not an unscriptural, um, it's not an unscriptural term. It's a term that God encourages. It does not conflict with biblical principles. God is not against saving. Another thing I want you to note when it comes to savings is that you need to know that we are God stewards. Irrespective of how you you are acquiring things, how you are putting measures together to save, and whether you have acquired enough or you have not acquired enough. I want you to note that you are God's stewards, and you see that the Bible tells us in Psalms 24 and verses 1 that the earth is the Lord and its fullness thereof. God owns the earth, and He has committed it onto our hands as stewards. And Paul tells us about this same thing, in First Corinthians 4 verse 2. Paul writes that, moreover, it is required that in stewards that a man be found faithful. So the question I will ask is that all the financial resources that the Lord has kept into your hands, you need to look at it from a broader picture. Though it is in your custody, but it's of the Lord. And the Bible says that it is required that in stewardship a man be found faithful. So how are you getting these finances, and what are you spending it with? What notion, what is in your mind concerning these things that you have gathered? You need to know that you are a steward. You are holding it in trust for the Lord. The other thing that you also need to know while you're trying to make savings and prepare for the future is that irrespective of what you have gathered, it should not lead you into greed. The likelihood that you can have so much, and because you have had so much, you are, you know, becoming greedy. The Bible tells us, let's see from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, Matthew 6 and verse 19. The Bible says that lay not up for yourself treasures upon the earth, where moths and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. You need to know that you might have had so much stored up for you, but you need to know that these are just you know temporary things. They're just material things, and you do not your value is not derived from your valuables. So you don't think highly in your heart that the money or whatever it is that you have gathered um, is what um, it's what gives you value, or it is um, what could make you boast. The Bible says that if anyone will boast, let him boast in the Lord. So your savings should not be source of boasting for you. The last thing I would want to mention as as the fourth thing that we must take note of when it comes to savings is that irrespective of your saving, you should know that our trust still remains in the Lord. You know, you might have so much, you might have gathered so much, but the question is, where do you put your trust? Where do you put your trust? Where is your trust still in the Lord, or your trust are in the valuables that you have gathered? Your trust is in the money, what you have saved. While we know that money answereth all things, as far as earthly matters are related, we need to know that we are on earth for a short period of time, irrespective of how many years that you are able to live. You're on earth for a short period of time, and your valuables will always remain on earth because they are made for earth. So the whole idea about what we are saying this morning is that a believer must be wise. A believer must be wise. And while a believer is wise, the wisdom of a believer must be a wisdom that is balanced. And the balancing of the wisdom of a believer must be drawn from the scriptures, must be inspired by the Lord. You need to be able to distinguish between when you should do what you should do, especially when it comes to finances, because we are God's stewards. And if we are God's stewards, then God should um, be your guide, especially when it comes to money. You must make deliberate effort to seek wisdom as to how to save what you have, understand time and season on what to save and where to save it and how to save it. You must also understand, allow the Lord to lead you to groups or to people that will help you, when it comes to accountability. And you must also be open-minded, because most times you just could not predict what could happen, just like we saw in the book of Genesis 41. You could not predict when famine is coming and how long it is going to come. But the Bible tells us that through wisdom, a house is built, and through understanding is established. I pray that the Lord would give you the wisdom to understand times and seasons in your life, and He helps you to prepare adequately for everything that is coming. That at any point in life you are not stranded by unpreparedness. I pray that you are not stranded by not being prepared for things, for situations, for events. You are like the sons of Issachar that understands time and seasons, and your brethren are on your brethren are at your command. God helps you, and God give you the wisdom, to make effective use of all the resources that He has given you. Thank you so much for listening to Thank you so much for listening to today's devotional. I believe that you are blessed. Stay tuned to our channel, as more inspiring messages are coming your way. See you tomorrow, and God bless you.
Thank you for joining today's online devotion. If this is your first time joining us, we welcome you in the name of the Lord and believe you were blessed by today's devotion. We invite you to join us every morning at 6 a.m. West Africa time to begin your day with God here on our channel. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so you can be alerted every morning when the devotional premieres. We promise to make it a memorable time with God.